Hello, everybody, and welcome to the February 4th, 2025 edition of NXT here on the channel. This is episode 22, I believe. And yeah, we are back. This is the episode right after NXT Vengeance Day. And we're setting up for the road to NXT Roadblock. I believe Roadblock is upcoming. And yeah, we're starting the show with Trick Williams. He's cutting a promo. He's talking about how, Vengeance Day came and went. And y'all already know what it is. Your boy Trick Willie still got all the gold around his waist. Obafemi brought the power. Ethan Page, he brought the schemes, but neither of them brought enough to take this championship from Trick Williams. And he told the world he was built for this. I ain't just a moment. I'm the movement. And this title, it's staying right here where it belongs. Because when it comes to being him, Trick still got it. And he's interrupted by the high rise, with Wesley, Tyreek Igwe, and Tyson DuPont. We introduced this new group. It was either last week or at Vengeance Day. I believe at Vengeance Day. I haven't recorded in a while. It's been a few days because I haven't been in all the releases, man. The R-Truth and the Carlito releases just don't have me feeling in the wrestling mood. But I figure, hey, I can book them on my shows, and that'll cheer me up a little bit. Plus, yeah, I need to get back into the mindset of it. But yeah, the high rise interrupts him, as I was saying, and Wesley is like, you just don't get it, do you, Trick? All that talk about being a movement, but every movement ends eventually. You're just living off hype and hollow catchphrases that whoop that Trick. Yeah, just a catchphrase. You needed everything you had to survive Ethan Page and Obafemi. For me, I've been rising since the day I got back. I didn't need a title shot handed to me. I earned it. I carried NXT once before, and I'll do it again. Only this time, I'm not alone. Obviously, he's got Igwe and DuPont with him. And this is the high rise. We don't beg for opportunities. We take them. And, Trick's like, you want this, Wes? You know where to find me. But don't think I'm going to go easy just because we used to be cool. You ain't just walking up and taking my spot. You got to earn it. And this segment gets a 65-79 for the Trick promo, and then the high rise. They don't look great, but I did set them as intimidation, which maybe that was a mistake. I'll figure out how to book these guys. Putting them with Wesley until Stand and Deliver, hopefully. Or maybe longer. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just trying to see if this can help build their pop a little bit. But 65 is a good segment for them to be in. I'll take it. And our first match of the night is a rematch between Fallon Henley and Stephanie Valkyria. Fallon Henley went to Vicky Guerrero before the show and demanded that she gets an immediate rematch. And JC Jane and Jasmine Nix were intimidating her enough to where she just, said, fine, all right, here you go. Immediate rematch, fine. And that opens the show. The first match, not opens the show. And it's an open match. Fallon's working on Stephanie's back throughout the match, and she almost gets her title back. She hits a running knee strike, and then she goes for a pin. She uses the ropes for leverage, but the ref spots the feet on the ropes and stops the count. And the ref, he or she, I forget what ref I had set for this match. They're warning Fallon Henley. Tracy Jane, she gets on the apron with the title belt. And Valkyria turns around and snatches it from her and throws it onto the ground. And, the ref, she turns around to eject JC Jane from ringside, go back to the locker room. Jasmine Nix slides brass knuckles into the ring towards Fallon Henley. And as she's reaching for him, Valkyria rushes in and hits a stiff drop kick, knocking the knuckles out of Fallon's hand before she can use them. Fallon Henley recovers though, and she's setting up for a finisher. She goes for it, but Stephanie Valkyria ducks under, hits a suplex, like one of those bridging ones where she's pinning her at the same time, and Fallon Henley kicks out right before 3. It's a very close near fall there. The crowd's going crazy, and Stephanie Valkyria, she's getting some momentum here. She hits her finisher. For 1, 2, 3. Stephanie Valkyria retains in the rematch and makes her first defense of the NXT Women's North American title. And that match gets a 54. Their first match at Vengeance Day was so good, I wanted to run it back and just get another nice, good match rating for this show. And 59 for Valkyria, 36 for Fallon Henley, 47 for the wrestling, 31 for the crowd. And hopefully Fallon Henley's pop is still growing with this. The crowd's white hot, and I'll definitely take that. After that match, we go to a lounge, the family's all in there, and Tony D'Angelo called Fraxium into the room. Hey, look who it is, the champs. Axiom, Frazier. First off, congrats on holding it down, but I gotta talk business. See, last week, me, Luca, Stax, all handled a little no-quarter catch crew situation, and we cleaned house. So here's the play. We've been watching. You boys have been fighting champs, respect. But now it's time for the family to get a seat at the table. How about a little opportunity for my guys? Tag titles, what do you say? Axiom responds, he's we don't back down from challenges, Tony, but nothing's given, it's earned. So how about this? Luca versus me tonight, 1-on-1. If you can beat me, maybe we'll consider it. And the segment gets a 45. Loses heat for Fraxium, which is fine. Tony's great, and Axiom does well, but Nathan Frazier is struggles a little bit off script. And next up we have the Axiom versus Luca Crucifino match. And I'm thinking this is going to be an alright match. Axiom's going to do most of the heavy lifting in this match. Luca, I don't know, in real life, is he on Evolve? I haven't been kept up with NXT recently. I've just recently watched Stand and Deliver, so and I only saw one episode of Evolve, and he was down there, but I don't know if he's actually been wrestling down there, hopefully. Anyways, Crucifino gets a quick roll-up for a near fall. Axiom rallies, he gets a springboard drop kick. He goes up top, he's going for this golden ratio, but Luca dodges, and he goes for another quick roll-up for 1, 2. Oh, Axiom kicks out right before 3. It's another near fall. And Luca, he's arguing with the ref, telling him to count faster. And Stax is just telling him to focus. And Axiom, he counters a clothesline attempt from Crucifino, and he's able to counter it into a leaping Spanish fly. And he sets up for golden ratio again, and he hits it clean for 1, 2, 3. Axiom retain, or I guess he doesn't retain. There's no title on the mat. I still got my mind set on the Valkyria match. He wins, and no title match for the family quite yet. But a 46, actually very happy with this, especially because Luca Crucifino doesn't have a crazy amount of pop. Hopefully this builds him up a little bit here. 41 for the wrestling, a 56 from Axiom, a 27 from Luca, 29 for the crowd. A 46 match, I'll definitely take that. And 10 minutes with a golden ratio. After that match, we go backstage to Noam Dar and Oro Mensah, who bump into Gigi Dolan. And Noam tells Gigi that the Metal Girls are looking to collect, and that those women's tag team titles, they've got their eyes firmly set on them. And Oro Mensah, he adds to the conversation. He's Shotzi and Tatum have been riding high, but their little joyride's about to hit a wall. Metaphor has been quiet, but not for long. Gigi smirks and responds, and she's like, if Jakara and Lash want to dance, they know where to find us. Just don't be surprised when Chemical X stands tall. And this gets a 58. Very, very happy with that. Great segment for these three. And next up, an intergender 3v3 match between Out the Mud and Bushido. Obviously, Jada Parker, Bronco Nima, and Lucian Price versus Miko Satomura, Josh Briggs, and Yoshiki Inamura. And OTM are using aggression. Bushido obviously are trying to wrestle more honorably. And in the match, Briggs is on fire. He's cleaning house. He's getting too fired up a little bit, though. He nails a big boot to Lucian Price and then turns and hits a running power slam on Bronco Nima. Jada Parker distracts the ref briefly on the apron, and Josh Briggs notices this. He starts yelling at her. This isn't the usual focus and discipline of Bushido that Satomura and Inamura are trying to teach him. And he's yelling at Jada Parker, and Miko calls out to Briggs. She's trying to get him to refocus and tag out, but he shrugs her off. He's got adrenaline in his veins. He's cleaning house. He's dominating. He drags Bronco Nima up for another big move, but Bronco Nima rakes his eyes and shoves Briggs into Inamura, inadvertently, tagging out. This knocks him off the apron, and Lucien Price dumps Josh Briggs out of the ring. Inamura, he's trying to recover, but Bronco Nima blindsides him with a tackle into the ropes, and then hits a huge pop-up sit-out powerbomb for 1, 2, 3. Ooh, wow. Bronco Nima pins Inamura for a 48. I did not expect this match to get that high of a rating. Very good for Inamura to build pop, hopefully, and OTM as well. A 25 for Nima, 26 for Price, 34 for Jada Parker, 44 for Josh Briggs, 45 for Yoshiki Inamura. Actually, that's awesome, a 45, wow. And 57 for Satomura. And yeah, I decided to just end this storyline as I'm going to have OTM pivot into something else quick. And we can always revisit this later. But a 48 has me very happy with this, as OTM won the feud, and Bushido will have to. This is a teaching moment for Josh Briggs. A little bit of miscommunication. He can't just be, brushing her off like that. They welcomed him in. A 48. I'm very happy with that. Wow, was not expecting that. But yeah, after that, Eddie Thorpe comes out to the ring, and he's saying, last week Javon Evans danced his way into another win, and like always, he soaked up the spotlight. But I'm not here for flash. I'm not here for style. I'm here for results. Javon, last week was a message. This week, it becomes a statement. And once I put this little promising prospect, Javon Evans, down for good, I'm setting my sights higher. Tony D'Angelo and that North American Championship. It doesn't belong to a mob boss playing good guy. It belongs to someone who respects the struggle. Someone like me. And Javon Evans, his music comes out. His music hits. He comes out. Sorry, I misspoke there. He's like, Eddie, you talk a big game for a guy who needed a sneak attack to get my attention. But here I am, face to face. And if you think I'm just going to roll over so you can climb to Tony D'Angelo, nah, fam, you got it twisted. You want to talk about struggle? I'm from struggle. I live the grind. I earned every inch I've climbed in NXT. You want a shot at Tony D'Angelo? You're going to have to go through me, and that ain't going to happen. And now Tony D'Angelo comes out, and he's like, hey, look at this. 2 guys fighting over who gets to lose to me. I love the enthusiasm. But let me make one thing clear. This North American Championship doesn't move on threats, sneak attacks, or talking tough. It moves on results. And you two, you're both hungry, I see that, but neither of you has earned it yet. So here's what we're going to do. Javon, you and Eddie want to tear each other apart next week? Be my guest. Just know, I'll be watching real close. Because at Roadblock, I don't care if it's one of you or both of you. I'm walking in champ, and I'm walking out champ. And that gets a 49. I'm pretty happy with that. 39 for Eddie Thorpe's promo, and a 51 for Javon and Tony D'Angelo interrupting him. And it gains heat. Eddie Thorpe, it doesn't do great without a script, I see now. And yeah. So potentially setting up for one of these guys to take on Tony D'Angelo next. 49, I'm happy with that. Crowd's still hot. And next up is a match between Shotzi and Jakara Jackson, just following up on the segment between Oro and Noam, with Gigi Dolan. And I don't really have a match ending in mind here, but Shotzi defeats Jakara Jackson in 10 minutes by pinfall with a Fright Night. 42 for this match. I'm happy enough with that. 27 for Jakara Jackson, 43 for Shotzi, 35 for the wrestling, 36 for the crowd. And commentary quality lifted the match. So sometimes the commentary is good, sometimes it's bad. I don't understand. Anyways, looks like the Metal Girls will have to earn a title shot a different way, perhaps with Lash Legend facing Tatum Paxley next week. If that's a match y'all guys are interested in, tune in 4 episodes from now, I believe. The next NXT episode will have Lash Legend face Tatum Paxley. And after that match, Nikita Lyons comes out to the ring, and she calls out Stephanie Valkyria, and she says Valkyria made history at Vengeance Day and proved tonight, earlier, with her title defense, that she's no fluke. That Women's North American Championship, that's the future of this division, and she doesn't plan on being left in the past. And if there's a new mountain in NXT, she's going to be the first one climbing it. So Stephanie, enjoy that little reign while it lasts, because I'm coming for the top. And this time, I'm not asking. And she's interrupted. Lola Vice, her music hits, and she comes out. I don't think we've seen Lola yet. I don't know if I've booked her yet in this NXT universe. But I'm booking her now. And she says, whoa, 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 Nikita, you're coming for the top? That's funny. Didn't you just lose the title match this past weekend? You don't get to walk in here after taking an L and act like you're next in line. Meanwhile, I've been putting in the work. I'm the one who should be eyeing Valkyria's title, not you. And Nikita responds, like, Lola, you want to talk about work? I bled for this division. One loss doesn't erase the fact that I'm still the baddest woman in that locker room. And I'll show you next week when I send you to sleep. So next week, another match, Lola Vice versus Nikita Lyons. And this gets a 40. And one of these two potentially facing Stephanie Valkyria at Roadblock, potentially. And we're going to have to script their segments, it looks like. A 40 isn't terrible. I mean, it's not great. But next up is the Silent Warrior, Dante Chen, versus Joe Coffey of Gallus. Obviously, kind of ending this Gallus versus Froxium feud here. And Joe Coffey gets the upper hand with chops, some power moves, but Dante Chen's absorbing all the hits. He's getting some good counters off. Joe Coffey hits a big clothesline. He goes for a signature move, but Dante barely dodges it. And he takes advantage of this overcommitment from Joe Coffey. And Dante Chen hits a clean gut kick, followed by a snap suplex. And then he climbs the ropes. He lands a precise missile drop kick right to Joe Coffey's chest. And Coffey's stunned. Dante hits a surprise package pin, hooking the leg. And the referee counts for 1, 2, 3. Dante Chen with the surprise. A little upset victory here, Dante Chen. And this match gets a 25. Even though the wrestling was good, 40 for the wrestling, 20 for the crowd. I believe that this got a 25 because I kept Joe Coffey strong. I wanted it to kind of be a surprise, and I don't want him to lose a lot of pop. I do want to kind of build Dante Chen a little bit. I know he's not used very much in real life, but I kind of like this, poor gimmick, road agents notes, keeping Joe Coffey strong. We'll see. Hopefully this builds him up a little bit without taking too much from Joe Coffey. Apparently they're both unimportant, but the crowd still reacted to this match. 25 isn't the worst. It's not good. I only made it a 5-minute match for that reason. I knew it wouldn't be great, but crowd's still hot. They're cooling a little bit, and hopefully they stay hot with this next segment. Lexus King comes out to the ring. Oh, they're white hot now. I love that. Lexus King comes out to the ring. He talks about his loss to Uriah Connors and how Uriah is running away with his Heritage Cup back to the UK. And he says that the loss reminded him that he doesn't need a little trophy to define him, because I'm still Lexus King. I'm still your king. And it's time I stop chasing shiny objects and start claiming what's really mine. NXT doesn't need a cup holder. It needs a leader. It needs a king. And suddenly, Obafemi's music hits. The crowd's going crazy. And Oba responds. He's like, you lost, and now you talk like a man who earned something. I didn't need a Heritage Cup to prove that I'm above everyone else in this locker room. I break bones. I end careers. I don't talk about power. I show it. You say you're a king? Then step into my kingdom, and I'll remind you who rules NXT. And Lexus King responds, you think you scare me, Oba? I've had to fight for everything I've ever had. You don't intimidate me. You motivate me. So if this is your kingdom, maybe it's time someone burned it all down and built something better. I'll see you at Roadblock, ruler. And Lexus King versus Obafemi at Roadblock. We'll see how this sets up in the next few weeks before Roadblock. But 44 at the Lexus King at the beginning, and then Obafemi interrupting gets a 65. 57 for that segment. They both do well improvising with the crowd. And I'm really happy that I decided to go this direction because the crowd loved it. And to end the show, I have a tag match between teaming Roxanne Perez with Cora Jade, and they're facing Lyra Valkyria and the new NXT Women's Champion, Giulia. Obviously, at Vengeance Day, Lyra came out and celebrated with Giulia after the match, which annoyed Roxanne. And that's the reason that this match got set up before the show. And the match starts strong with Roxanne and Giulia facing off. And Roxanne keeps tagging Cora Jade in to do her dirty work and kind of get the offense in. We get a strong hot tag with Lyra coming in, cleaning house with some kicks and some dives. But her momentum's cut off after Roxanne pulls her off the apron during a tag attempt when she's trying to tag in Giulia. And Roxanne just throws her into the steps. And eventually Giulia is left trying to fend off both Cora and Roxanne while Lyra recovers at ringside. And Giulia mounts a brief comeback, but as she sets up for her finisher on Cora Jade, Roxanne distracts the ref. And this allows Cora Jade to hit a cheap shot. And Giulia's dazed. She crawls to Lyra, who comes in. Lyra tries to set up for Nightwing, but Cora Jade counters it into a brutal DDT for 1, 2, 3. Cora Jade pins Lyra Valkyria to end the show. And yeah, this match gets a 58. 40 for Cora, 53 for Roxanne, 66 for Giulia. Wow. 49 for Lyra Valkyria. And yeah, this was my storytelling match. 58, I'm happy with that to end the show. 52 for the wrestling, 45 for the crowd. Let's see. Yeah, very hot crowd in the high heat. Helped out the rating of the match. But yeah, that's the show. And for those of you, if any of you were wondering, NXT Level Up was not at the beginning of the show today because it is coming up next. So obviously, NXT Level Up is on Saturdays in real life. So I'm going to be booking it that way now. So if you care to stick around for NXT Level Up, we got a match with Ava and Izzy Dame, as well as Stevie Turner and Danny Palmer. If you don't, thank you for watching this far into the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys right now for NXT Level Up. And here we are for NXT Level Up. I have decided to put this at the end of the show, similar to what I'm doing for the Smackdown episodes, where I put WWE main event at the end of the episode. Just because these are kind of just letting some of the smaller NXT, the not as well known NXT workers, just getting the match time and promo time. So I decided I'm moving it to the end, and it's going to be used to set up stuff for next week. Because technically, in real life, these are shown on Saturday. They're not like really shown before the NXT episode. So while this is booked before NXT, this will be obviously the Saturday, February 8th edition of NXT Level Up. That's when the universe canon will see it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode of NXT, by the way. Leave some feedback in the comments if you did. And yeah, we're going to start off NXT Level Up with Danny Palmer. Obviously, her and Stevie Turner have been having a feud where Stevie's just been interrupting all of her matches, and she wants to take care of this problem. So she goes to William Regal, says, "Hey, what can I do to take care of this problem?" And he suggests that she settles it in the ring. And yeah, this gets a 51. Just a small segment to gain heat in the storyline. And yeah, I guess the crowd actually enjoyed it. So this match gets a 27. Stevie Turner defeats Danny Palmer in 9 minutes with a code red. 31 for Turner, 22 for Danny Palmer. And yeah, we're just ending this storyline. I don't think I'll be doing a lot of storylines with NXT Level Up. Just giving people matches, I think, is the way to go here. And yeah, a 27. Offer game. And the commentary is still an issue. That's fine. And yeah. Shawn Michaels tells Ava that her and Izzy Dame are going to have a final match tonight just to end this nonsense. And that the winner will get a shot at the NXT Women's North American Championship in next week's episode of NXT. So the next NXT episode, either Ava or Izzy Dame will be facing Stephanie Barker. And yeah, 52 for this segment. I'm happy enough with that. Oh, I forget that these two don't do well without a script, but that's all right. In this match, it's a 14. Yeah, we're ending the storyline immediately. I made it shorter. I made it an 8-minute match, and they still, it's still way too long. 19 for Izzy Dame, a 20 for Ava, and I ended that storyline. And let's see. I did make sure to Oh, I told her to keep things simple. Obviously, the poor basics and keeping things simple. So it's like a double penalty. I figured that would take away the poor basics. But it obviously did not help at all. I did also keep Ava strong. I want to keep her popularity somewhat high because Izzy Dame is defeating her. But yeah, this match was terrible. I don't think Izzy Dame is. I thought this would maybe get her some more pop if she beat Ava, but I'm not super confident. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We're just ending some of the not so great stories here on Level Up at the end of the episode. If you enjoyed the full episode, let me know. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave your feedback in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see. I'll see you guys in the next episode for ECW. Goodbye.